Welcome to this training. This is going to be the simplest training you've ever had on starting your online business. The first thing you need to do is decide a platform, social media platform that you wish to share on. It could be TikTok, it could be Instagram, it could be Facebook. Personally, they're all these different vibes. Instagram is, I would say, a little bit more creative, a little bit more professional if you want to go down that route. But bear in mind that you're going to do shorter posts on there. So if you do like writing, then maybe Facebook would be good for you. You could mix them, but it's good to just choose one for now. TikTok's good because it's really focused and friendly place. It's a little less like you can be a bit more spontaneous on there. You can upload, more and more videos all the time. Whereas Instagram, I'd say more key posts relevant to your key audience. And also, I don't know if you feel any like negative connotations from TikTok if people don't think it's that professional, but you do tend to get more engagement on there easier. Uh, Facebook, obviously, if you've always used your Facebook platform for just friends and family, it'll be a little bit more engagement in groups and that are already got the people on there that are interested in the things that you're going to be serving and teaching, and then kind of like channeling them, funneling them onto your Facebook page. You could have a business page, or you could just have a personal page, but in theory, this is going to be more personal branding. So you would just have a personal account. And yeah, you could set up a business account, which is equally handy. Choose like one basically right now that you're just like, I like Facebook long form content, I like written, or Instagram where you like reels and written but shorter, or TikTok, which is less about the writing and more about the videos and more about the click here. The next thing you're going to do is what you're going to kind of figure out is one, obviously, a bit brand name, two, a kind of like brand vibe, the colors, the atmosphere. Like imagine someone when you were coming into your house and how you'd be. That's how you want your page to feel. Once you've got your page, if you think about it, you're going to have your name, your business name, and then underneath it's going to be a bio of who you help, what you do, the results you're going to get, their problem, their desire. So you're going to change your bio to be something key to those things. Then you're going to need a link underneath. Now, obviously, with Instagram and Facebook, you can have a link straight away. TikTok, you need 1,000 followers before you can have a link. So that's why I'd just maybe say to you to go to Instagram or Facebook. So you can always add your link there. Now, this link is going to be an opt-in form. You're going to find something that you like, which either I can give you the list of in a separate PDF, but you're going to find a format, e.g., ClickFunnels. In fact, I won't even get into that. We're going to find you a link to a free thing that you can make them, which gives them a result instantly, like less than a minute. Because you know what it's like when you opt into something with their email, you just want the result straight away. What's the thing you can give me? Can you give me the shift in a mindset? Can you give me the next step of where I am in my problem to the next step that would solve that problem in a minute? There's like, let's use an example. Someone's losing weight and they've tried everything. And then they go to this one, they find your page that is like, here's how dieting is useful for you. It's just like, what? It's a little bit like, what do you mean how's dieting useful for me? They want to know. And then you've got something to back that up where you're something along the lines of, I had these results with this thing that I done, and this is how. Or a result for because lots of people I talk to, okay, let's put it this way. Some of the examples that I've used to speak to people about. Here, come here. Some of these examples. Long distance relationships, how our long distance relations actually benefited us. 5 top things how a long distance relationship benefited us. 5 top ways that you're going to, 5 top ways you're going to pronounce this language that you're learning that no one else is saying. 5 top mistakes that I made that you don't have to. Something that's just like, oh my God. And they're like amazing, insightful tools that just instantly give them help. Okay. Now think about this. When someone's got instant help from you and you've kind of like broken their identity, you've broken the thing that they were just on repeat about, that they were just obsessed, they couldn't get over, but your one thing has helped them just instantly be like, oh my God, it wasn't the problem that I had was kind of solved with this, and it wasn't actually a problem. It was something new. Like you've changed their mind about the current situation that they were in. That opt-in, one, you have their email address, and now you can market to them through email. That's called your email list. This is very very valuable, having your email list, because I think it's something like some people like make 80% of their profit by email, because when you're emailing someone enough, they trust you, they're already reading, and if you make it good enough, they're always going to click and they're just like, boom, I'm in. Whereas on social media, might not want to be scrolling social media. They might just be like, I always access my email. It's a little bit more trustworthy, right? So then you've got the opt-in, because you've got their email from their opt-in with the freebie. So you've got their email now. And you would create some kind of, and we'll just call this funnel for now, because if you kind of aware of funnels or you're not, but let's put this understanding. A funnel is when you meet someone online for the first time and you're going to take them through a customer journey. Just like if you walked into a shop, there's the smell, there's the warmth, there's the first thing on the counter, there's the person that greets you. Like there's this whole thing that entices you to buy. There's the promotion, there's the nice branding, there's everything that's attracting them in. So that funnel, if you think they don't know me, then they see me. What am I saying that attracts them? What's my brand story? What's their problem? Am I hitting all the points? They've clicked my opt-in. I now have their email. They've read the opt-in. They know that there's a solution that I've got for this problem at a deeper level, because I'm going to say that in it. Then what happens then? Then comes your product. Now you can have a product suite of high ticket, expensive to low ticket. Put this in your mind as currently it's like this. They can get information from you, low ticket or free. They can get information that they then can implement themselves, a DIY program, a little bit higher price. Then they can get the information and your actual help implementing it, because we all know that accountability and implementing it is the hardest thing. We all know loads of information, but actually having the accountability, someone will be like, cool, this week you said you were going to do this thing. How are you getting on? And you can actually share the problems, and then they can help you get your mindset into the right frame to be like, I do want this. Why am I not doing this? Or how can I see this in a different way? So the high ticket is an idea that you're getting closer to the actual person to help you implement your dream outcome, because they're going to hold you accountable. They've been there, they know the troubles that you're going to go through, and they're going to help you actually take the action steps to get the result. Whereas DIY, you've got the information, but you're probably still like, oh, I don't know, I'm not setting any time frames for it, meaning that it's great if you can do it, but it's a bit lower ticket, because I'm not the one giving you the eyes on your ideas. I'm not helping you actually take the steps. I'm not tailoring the experience to you. You've just got a generic version of how this information could work for you. But the high end is when you're paying for someone like myself being like, cool, tell me exactly what's going on here. Let me listen and let me help you for something specific for you. Okay. The low ticket version is information that is really, really valuable. These are all really valuable. Yeah. But this is like a small to large scale. The small scale will be the same thing that's going to be in this, but information wise. So let's use an example of, mine, for example. I help people set up their online business. Yeah. The information they'll get is how to do it, the steps to how to do it, how to take the action steps. But if they were going to take those action steps, right? How can we put this? The action steps to set up an online business, you need like a time scale. Your mindset gets messy. You doubt, you get confused, you get distracted. So you can have all the information in the world. It doesn't mean you're going to implement it at all. The mid course that's like more in the energetics, explaining these same things of how, but more tailored to you, as in, look, you're going to set up this over a 4-week period, a 6-week period. It's going to be a 6-week course. The content comes at strategic points, that you're not just like taking this information, just being like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, how am I going to do it? This one is like, cool, you're going to do it by yourself in 6 weeks, because you're going to listen to the steps. You're not going to be able to ask any questions, but if you trust yourself enough, and some people do, obviously, to be able to learn by themselves and take the action steps to do it, great, go for it. This one more is like when someone's like, I know all this information. I know I could do it in 6 weeks, but I've got major mindset blocks. I've got major distractions. I've got major procrastination. I've got major insecurities about myself. I've got major talk in my head being like, Yeah, but is this even going to work? So I'm not even going to bother doing it because I want to sabotage because I don't think it's actually going to work because I've got this block, even though I know if I'd done all this stuff that it would. So they're the three different points of you understanding that whatever it is that you create is going to be the same thing, but on a more focused, tailored experience to them at a high end compared to them knowing exactly what to do. And, you know, in theory, I'm not saying exactly what to do because it's not tailored to them, but knowing the base of your deeper teachings of what you should be doing, for example, in that experience, but you're doing it on your own, which doesn't give a full experience of um, expansion because you do ultimately need the reflection of the other person, of the coach, of the mentor who's been in that position to get you into the position to understand that you equally are going to be that for someone else. And if you really want people to work with you, you need to be working with someone else as well. So imagine that you have a program that you know would be more helpful, more beneficial to them to be able to ask you questions and answers, to be able to put their unique tailored experience into your eyes and for you to help them. You know that they would get the results sooner, right? You know that. Yeah. What you're saying in this one compared to this one is, I'm not available for you. I can't answer your questions for $50. It needs to be a longer experience. We know things actually take time. We know that things come up. We know that there's setbacks, you know, one step forward, three steps back. We know that things happen that are unique to them enough. And they're actually at the awareness that they've gone through such a journey of mistakes, of setbacks, that they're aware they need that now. That's why they're willing to pay more because they're aware that the money they have in the bank is not worth struggling for another 5 years alone down here, thinking they're winning by doing it alone. You need someone else actually here to be like, I see you, I hear you, I feel you. You need the validation, you need the reassurance, you need the empowerment, you need the motivation. But what you really need is that reflection to be like, you're not alone. This isn't a thing that just you are going through. Plus, if you really think about it, when you're asking someone to invest in your course, if you haven't paid 3 to 5,000, if you haven't paid 10,000, if you haven't paid the money that you are asking someone else to pay you for it, you're not going to really be able to match that vibration in theory. In theory. Okay. So having this understanding that, of course, it's going to cost more to work with you because they're ready for it. It's not a case of we're charging higher because we want the money. It's a case of they are ready to value their problem solving more than the fear that the money in the bank is for something else. Their pain is so much not knowing this solution, not having someone hold their hand as they walk it, that of course it's worth the money. Having the money is not for anything else. They understand that the money at that point is just for this pain to pleasure solution. Okay. Now, the next part of it is understanding exactly where your soulmate is on their journey. Down here, middle, high. Now, a lot of people will promote to you to make a high ticket offer, as in be available to someone to help walk their hand in a group coaching format. If you just go one on one, fair enough, make it 20 grand so that you can enjoy your life and not promote to anyone else for a few months, right? But if you understand this, say that you've recorded a course once, which is this DIY, and then the difference of this DIY to this is you being there on hand as well. This can look as this: Tuesday to Thursday, you're available for DMs. You're available for voice notes. Could be the weekend. You could do a monthly masterclass. You can do a monthly Q&A. You could do a weekly Q&A. Whatever you feel will be the benefit for them where they're at. And let's look at this. The person that you are calling in is the past version of you, and because you're the person that you've solved the problems for in the past, so you know exactly what you would need to hear, which you didn't hear at the time, which was why you invested in other people, but you still aren't where you want to be because they're not actually you. Now, this isn't to say that when they invest in you, they're not going to get what they actually want because they're actually here to invest in themselves. But the format for your brain to understand is, of course, I'm the perfect coach for this past perspective of me, for the exact problems that I had, because I've got to a comfortable place where I've now understood those problems and I see why they're a problem. And I also know a journey to get out of them. So, for example, the £50 version of me who would buy something for helping start an online business would be something very fast, like prompts to use on social media. Fast and implement it, right? Thanks a lot. Cheers. See you later. £50. Might never see them again. This person, the DIY course, if these prompts have been so good, yeah, and I've actually seen a transformation, a result in my lifestyle, in my life, in my head, in my heart, in all the things from this one freebie, I will then look at their DIY course, won't I? And I can easily jump to this. If someone's freebie is good enough, I'm going to jump here and I want their one-on-one help. Simple as that. Simple as that. Simple as that. Your past self might be like, okay, I'm going to upgrade this DIY course and try and implement it myself. Fine. They're at a different stage of their journey. They're saying, I'm happy to invest more money. I don't want to have that hands-on experience right now. Either I don't have the time, I don't have the money, or I don't have the energy to invest in like an actual relationship. I just want to be by myself and taking this information, which is exactly where people are sometimes. Because for a while you go for an information area, then you go for an embodiment area where you actually take all this information and you realize, oh my God, I'm the person. I'm allowed to actually express my life in that way. E.g., if you had a successful online business, you know that the whole point that you're doing it is to have more time, energy, and money, right? More impact, more creativity, more freedom to do what you want to do. At that point that you have the clients and you have the cash, what is it that you want to be doing from that? What is it that you'll be doing after? Would you be swimming more? Would you be traveling more? Would you be going to events more? Would you be buying a new house? Would you be planting seeds on your land? What would you be doing, rather than the life that you're doing now? So, this person's DIY headset is not trying, they're not yet at the point where they're trying to live the life that they've successfully done this. They're still in the headspace of living a life that is trying to achieve something. Great. Same as here, this one for you, you're saying to them, we both know you're trying to achieve something in the future, but we're going to act like and talk to each other like it's already done, as in the only reason you would invest this money is because you inevitably believe and ultimately believe that it'll be successful. You wouldn't pay for something and hands-on experience with someone if you didn't believe it was going to end in a good result for you, which is a very beautiful relationship to co-creating, because you're both holding each other at this high level. You're both saying, I see you, I hear you, right? But you're saying, I see your desires. I know the outcome you want to get to, and I believe that you're going to get it. And so must you to be here. So the past versions of you, looking at the stories that the past version of you actually spoke about, will be the difference in you designing a product of the people that you want to talk to. Past version of me that might have only ever spent £50 might be the past version of me that was 5 years ago that never seen anything online. Do I really want to work with them now? Do I think that the problems that I can solve for them now are in alignment with what I want to be teaching and talking about? Not necessarily, because I know there is so many experiences they haven't had yet to even grasp the simplicity and the superiority of what I'm saying here, that it's probably not in alignment. This DIY course would be the same matching blueprint to me saying, I know that you've gone through so many mistakes, so many jobs, so many relationships, so many bad relationships in terms of business, in terms of client experience, so many ups and downs in your business, of fluctuations of income, of fluctuations of stability, of the situation that your business is in, a change of direction, a change of creativity, a change of idea, a change of situation where you're living, a change of all the things that this person here is understanding that there is something that they are missing. They are already aware there's something I'm missing here because I'm not where I wanted to be by now. I need to keep taking in information to understand the things I'm missing, because I'm clearly missing something. So this one's kind of like curious. This one is like aware they have a problem. So this one is not aware that they have the problems that I know that I could solve for them now in terms of my long past. Yeah. This one has been a couple of years. They've been sampling, they've been dabbling, they've been doing the things, they've been sat at home saying, this is not the life that I actually want. I don't like the job. I don't like going out. I don't like all this working. I don't like the bosses. I don't like any of this. Like, I'm done with this. I have other things to be doing on this planet. I'm aware this current situation on Earth just is not good enough for me right now. It's just not what I perceive life to have been. So they're already aware they have a problem. So I can already speak to them in the program like, I know where you're at. I know you want results. I'm fully aware of that for you. So then the information plus the price point is situated to where they are. This version of me, same for your own programs, this version of us has done a lot. They're bored. They are ready for a massive change. They are like, I can't go on like this for another year. And I don't mean that in like a I can't go on with my life. It's in like we said before, the money in my bank is not worth me holding on to if in a year's time I have the money but I don't have the solution. It's like that. This person that you're going to talk to could be your 1 year ago self, could be your 1.5, 2 year, could be 5 years ago. Fine, you might have been aware of this problem for 5 years and just like they are sick now. Yeah, could be a 6 month before you version. Could be like, okay, cool. You have a business, it's not working out, it's not as you planned, or you're in a job that you're really not liking. It's comfortable, but I can't be there in a year. I just can't. So you can fully talk to them from the perspective that they're ready. They're like, I'm not playing around. I'm nearly to my max, you know? So it's this idea of the awareness in the problem. This problem she's still exploring. She'll probably think I'm saying she's got a problem because she's unaware she's got a problem. So it's a bit like that's education. The middle part of this kind of DIY couple years ago, a few years ago, this is educating them about the problems that they have. This would be in your content, educating them about the problems they have. Because you're here to kind of like serve your whole audience from start to finish. This middle bit is about inspiration. They know they've got the problem. They're very aware. This is inspiring them to like get a new perspective, to keep getting information, to keep exploring that there's something that they're missing, and that's great. And they need to keep learning, and they're going to learn something here. It might not be the end goal for them because an end goal ultimately would be them being able to invest in someone at a more close proximity level, because then they can really go on that transformational journey that you're wanting to create for other people as well, having that experience, a co-creative experience. This version of you is about motivation, motivating them to take action, motivating to do the thing they've always said they want to do, to learn that new skill, to set up that business, to take that relationship, to work on their health, to work on their wealth, to work on their inner self, something that's going to actually change them to be the person that they've been talking about here, that they've been dreaming about here. This one's motivation. So it's education, inspiration, and motivation. They're the three different pillars of the price point, as well as the program you create, as well as your past self, your ideal client, at where they're at, as in which point they're going to act in terms of your marketing, why they're not here, because they're just like, I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm fine. I'm going to be fine in a year. I'm going to keep working on my business. It's all going to be good. A year later, nothing's really happened. Okay, got that wrong. 2 years later, okay, nothing's still happened. I've got to go back to work. Okay, I'm still working for that. This okay. I've moved jobs. I thought that was going to be the thing. I've moved towns. I thought that was going to be the thing. I've got a new job with people, and I just feel exactly the same. Oh my God, dear God, please help me. What's this? Oh, what's this girl saying? She's saying something new. She's saying it's about energetics. She's saying it's about what I perceive to happen first to make it happen. Okay, let me just dive in here. This is like, oh my God, I've even been trying to perceive what's going to happen to make it happen, and it still hasn't happened. Please, please, God, I've changed everything. Yeah. Or I haven't got the motivation to change anything else without you actually helping motivate me to change it, because I'm so tired from the past 5 years journey of thinking that I had it, that at no point I did. And now I'm just like, I'm exhausted. Can you hold me? Can you see me? Can you help me believe that I can heal myself again? Because ultimately, we as teachers, no matter what you're going to teach, you can't do it for them, and it's about us passing on the keys to be like, I'm not going to pass you lemons, I'm going to pass you the skills to make lemonade, because ultimately we can't heal someone, we can't make everything better for someone. We can make them believe in themselves that they can do it, whatever format that is that you're doing, whether that's someone wants to learn a new language, whether that someone wants to find the love of their life, they want to conceive a baby. Can you conceive a baby for them? Can you put the language in their head? You know, can you make them fall in love with someone? You can't. You can help them believe they are lovable. You can help them see that they're loving by letting them practice love with you, you know, by having a loving relationship, by having the good boundaries. Can you help them conceive a baby? You can be a shining light of your health to them in a similar situation that you maybe fell pregnant and you were overweight, you weren't in the right shape, and that you did. So they can like believe that that's possible for them by being the embodiment and learn the language. Can you say, I knew nothing and I done this and then I learned this and now I know it and da, 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 and give them the headspace to be like, oh, there's an example. They weren't, they weren't, they were. Okay. You know, someone setting up a business, someone learning about cars. I knew nothing. I was shown this. I got this. Okay. So we can help them believe that they can learn. We can help them believe that they can change. But that's all. Mm? That's all. So it's not on you to make them change. They want to. That's why they're here. That's why they've bought it. You should expect that they're ready to change. You should expect they want to put some time and effort into this. You're not trying to talk them into anything. You're not trying to beg them to heal, to make the change. They've chosen by being there. Of course, that's why you can speak to their empowered state. Here, speak to their empowered state as well, and here as well. Just expect that at that point, you know you can't help them as much here compared to actually being there with them, compared to actually holding their hand. So just energetically detach from that you can make someone better and instead hold the space that you believe that you can inspire someone and motivate someone to believe that they deserve to feel better for them. Yeah. So at this point, we've got your social media page, we've got your bio, we've got your free opt-in, we've got them signing up to it. You know who your ideal client is and where they're at on their journey and level of awareness of the problem that they have and that you're going to solve, help them solve within themselves. So now it comes to the idea of if you're looking at your page and looking at your strategy, your marketing, what is the thing that can help hook them in to make them understand that you're the person? And this is where it comes down to the fun of social media in terms of hook, caption, CTA, a call to action. So imagine a hook. Let's give an example. A recent example from a customer of mine. They have an incredible explanation about how women are supposed to eat differently throughout the month. And what have women been told? They've been told that, you know, you shouldn't ever diet randomly. You need to find something that's to sustain you. Well, this, let's say, meal plan is each week it's something different, as in raw, this, da, da, da. One's raw, one's cooked, one's hot, one's cold, all this stuff. So it actually helps the woman feel in control when they're craving to do yo-yo dieting. Like, I just need something new. I just need something new. So the hook would be something like, oh, here's me loving my life, yo-yo dieting. And that disrupts, that intrigues, that activates curiosity, that activates a bit of irritation because they've always been told, should be yo-yo dieting. You know, I'm doing it wrong. I can't ever fix on one thing. I'm always changing my mind. Da, da, da. I haven't got the results I want because I'm always flipping from one to the other. Here's me yo-yo dieting at a healthy weight, great flexibility. Da, da, da. Caption. So they told you shouldn't be swapping diets. So they told you swapping diets was a bad thing. So they told you flip-flopping between diets was bad for your health. No wonder you're flip-flopping. No wonder you're flip-flopping between diets. Has no one ever told you this? It goes from, whoa, what did you just say about the confusing thing, to even deeper questioning. Then you're going to explain a bit of information in that. Really cool, yourself, your personal stuff, your story origin about how you figured this thing out. The call to action will be, head to my freebie, grab my link, or see how I can serve you in my programs. You're going to rinse and repeat this. You're going to come up with like 3 to 5 main origin stories about yourself, about how you found the result, how you found the solution, not about you, more about how you found the result. It's going to be all about the result that they want. Let's give another example of the languages. Say that you've got this specific method of teaching the language that just really helps. Another example of someone that I just recently spoke to yesterday. Pronunciation. They can teach English and they can teach other language. They can teach English and they can do. They are from Surrey and they have a really good pronunciation, English pronunciation. So their content. You've been taught this about pronunciation. The one thing that was missing when you were taught about pronunciation. So you're just like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's intriguing enough to be like, what is it? And then the disruptive caption. Until I did this thing. Here's what most foreign speakers miss. Now that you do this is so easy. Did you know no one teaches this? I don't know why no one's teaching this, but I am. Da, 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 da. Want to find out more of my free PDF on pronunciation, enjoy or check out my course on pronunciation. Rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. Now, of course, with content, there's a loads we can go to. Super fun, super creative. You can speak, you can do B-roll, which is like you drinking a glass of water with text over it and a nice trending audio. You can do speaking head is when you're talking. You can do training, speak pieces. You can do movement pieces. You can do funny. You can do quirky. You can do serious. You can do rants. You can, you know what I mean. You can do controversial subjects that like show people what you're all about compared to what you're not. There's loads in it, but the whole point is once you have a product, it's very easier. It's easier to actually stay focused on your content. Without a product, I've been there. It's very, very confusing. You're kind of just sharing like all the things that you know and the information, but there's no product to actually go through transformation. It's more information. And my main method of teaching is to explain to people it's not about information, it's about methodology for transformation. And I can speak from experience because like I said, I was sharing a lot of information, but I wasn't selling anything to help someone go through the transformation. So I'm just like, oh, they've got loads of information now and they know this stuff and they've had like a quick download, but they haven't gone through the transformation. They're still in the same place, just with more information, which is not our goals. We want people to actually experience transformation to whatever their result is and whatever the problem that you solved is, so that we can live on a completely different landscape of humanity, of society, of characters that have different characteristics, which we actually see in the world by then passing on. Someone else that I know, a mechanic, I would just love if they would do a comedy course, a socializing course, because I'm a bit neurodivergent, let's say. And I'd love it to hear how their mind works. I'd love that. So when you're thinking about the courses that you are, you can also think about the courses that you wish, the characteristics that you wish were in humanity more. And then when you meet people, you can actually inspire them to make them. So, like funny people, I wish they'd make comedy courses. I'd love to take them. I'd love to understand how their brain works. Part of my work is actually when I meet people, I want to help them when I'm passionate about the subject matter. One, I know it will help obviously thousands of people implement that. But two, then I get to live in that world where thousands of people are like that. So feel into for yourself when you're thinking about your content, this is actually impacting the world in a way where you should want it to be a good thing if more people were like that. So, for example, if you're a mechanic and you like fixing cars, would it be really cool if more people knew about cars so they could be more enthusiastic about what you're talking about? It kind of lights you up about how you can transform society as well as live in a different world that you would enjoy more, which is why it comes to the point of this should be helpful to other people. This should be beneficial and influential to them, but it also should be those things to you because you feel empowered to actually, yes, be a leader, but also become part of the tribe again, to enjoy socializing, to enjoy being a part of community more because people are more informed about things that you enjoy talking about. It's like an elevation of culture. It's an elevation of society. Let's say, for example, the person talking about the yo-yo dieting for women, it will be a more interesting society for me to live in a case where women didn't feel objectified by their bodies or put themselves down by their bodies, was eating what they want, was loving their life, was more flexible, was obviously more fertile. There was none of that weird clock ticking things, reversing their aging, like happy days. So I would help them make that course because I think it's beautiful. The pronunciation lady was doing pronunciation. so that people can travel more, they can get jobs, they can leave their countries, they can network more if they have better English communication. Great. You know, I'm all for that. I would love people to be able to communicate more easily. I'd love people to feel that they have more opportunities. I'd love people that are on the lower end of the scale of pay, which is what she explained, can then ascend into a higher level of pay because of her course that helped them pronounce in like kind of posher English. I'm all for that. Yeah. My story is minimum wage to millionaire. That's what I'm all about. The underdog, the lower that doesn't believe that they've got something, actually realizing, okay, if I am the good traits that I am, which I know I perceive that aren't currently valued in society, they're only not valued because I'm not valuing them, and I'm the person to start valuing them, meaning that society can actually change based on becoming a little bit more like myself, which would be more enjoyable to me, which is why I didn't value what I already was, because it wasn't so mass seen in society. But by me putting into the public domain and then it being mass seen, then we can all understand that anyone from rags to riches can happen. It doesn't matter that you're born in a certain family. If you learn the skills and the tools and the embodiment processes that mean that you're welcome in those more social circles, that you are new money, let's say for the pronunciation, that someone from nothing then can go and work and travel abroad and that like there's someone else in that circle that then is influencing that higher realm, that then changes it for the rest of us. It ripples down. It's almost like saying, like I know like those reminds me of like Olympians that like from a tiny village, and then they're inspiring their village and their community to be like anything's possible for you. It's like that, you know. So there's no like pegging, or you're not trying to escape anything. You're actually trying to flow with the biggest opportunities you can have to then inspire other people down. So once you've got that, once you've understood that your social media marketing is going to be about education, inspiration, motivation, depending on where they're at, but also is going to make it really simple because it's going to be based around the product, all around the product, then your social media becomes really simple instead of being very scattered and you're confused about it. It's all based on people getting to know you. So you're dropping some personal stories and the things that you do or don't like. You're dropping some a little bit of funny. You're dropping a daily habit you have. You're dropping the personal things you did as a kid that you still like doing. It's nice. It's funny. They get to know you, right? And then the like. Are you doing things that are kind for them, are helpful for them? And they're now realizing, I really do like this person. They genuinely have my best interests at heart. I like them. I like that they dance. I like that they sing. I like that how they talk. I like their use of language. I like the way that they move. I like the way they dress. I like this person. And get this right. You don't actually need to really like someone in fully. It's this idea of being like, I can imagine being in a room with them and it being really feeling really safe and exciting to discuss the things that I want to discuss. I think that we would vibe. It's like that. It's not like, oh, what's your favorite movie? Oh, that's not mine. It's not like that. It's like you like how they've gone about it, and they like how you've gone about it, and you just like each other. You like that you're doing different things, but you like how they're doing it, and they like how you're doing it. It's that. So some of my coaches, we haven't completely been the same person. I don't want to be them at all. I don't want to be their fashion. I don't want to be their lifestyle. And some people say choose someone that's living a life that you would want. There's just aspects of their lifestyle. So you're just like, okay, I understand that you figured something out that I haven't. I'm gonna buy this one. Okay, I'm gonna figure it out. And I'm gonna get one thing and it's gonna change me for the rest of my life. I'm not gonna become you. I'm not gonna try and model you. Hopefully, when someone's got a coach that's growing at the same rate as them, like yourselves, hopefully they stay for the whole journey. Hopefully they stay with you for 5 years. My coaches specifically, they haven't been the exact personification of who or what I'd like to be doing because I wasn't there yet. I wasn't there yet. The coach I have now, I saw him was just like, that's the life I should have been living 5 years ago if I'd actually just followed my actual path of meditation and not kind of gone off course. I would be living that life. I love everything she's saying. That's me. And that's the first time I've said that. The coaches I've had before, just to give you a little insight so that you're aware, like, oh, well, I don't wear little headscarves on my head. Emily's not the coach for me. I don't want that. Great. You don't need to wear a headscarf. The coaches that I had before this one, I was like, I love their confidence. I love their courage. I love their simplicity. I want them things. So what's something that I have that you currently haven't got? Have you got the elocution? Have you got the language? Have you understood it? Have you got the magic of it? Have you got the excitement? Have you got the passion? Have you got the non-stop commitment? Have you got the obsession? Have you got the healthy obsession? Have you got the awareness, of course, of the potential? Have you got the creativity in writing out these affirmations, writing out these mindset hacks? Have you got your channeling ability clocked on? Have you got the tech down? Whatever you've got down, fantastic. Have you got someone able to hash out your ideas, really, really inspired and empowered to talk about things that you care about? Have you got someone that can simplify all the tech for you and go like, oh, well, that you just make that? Have you got someone that's engaged in your social media? It's able to say, oh, try this one, try this one. Have you got someone that knows about technology, knows about how to upload memberships, does opt-ins, uses the funnels? Whatever it is about me, is it the rough and readiness of me? Is it that I'm not trying to say that you have to be a certain way, you have to do it a certain way, you have to be a certain thing? Is it the rebel within me? Is it the freedom? Is it the spontaneity? Like whatever the characteristics are that I have that you're currently able to hear and pick up on, it isn't me saying you won't hire me to be like, oh, I want to be like her. But there's certain codes in me that you'll be like, I do know I need that. Okay, now this whole one above here where someone was saying to me, oh, okay, what, so is someone going to see you, Emily, and go, I want that exact life like you've got? Yeah, that is. Someone is going to say, I wish I didn't work for someone. I wish I had the bravery to do whatever I wanted to do. I wish that when things looked like they changed, I wasn't put off. I wish I had the determination. I would freaking love to have homemade child, travel wherever I want, inspire people, educate people, make things online. I exactly want that. Yeah. And that's fine. This is it. They're not saying I want to be me. I don't want to be my coach. I don't want to be here. I like the lifestyle. I like the commitment. I like the I like the consistency. Okay, so think about that also when you're doing your products, of the characteristics that you are, that you could just list off and just be like, I know I'm all these good shit. The mechanic, I know he's good. I just know he's good. So he should know he's good. And he does know he's good. And think about that. If someone wants to play a course, of course they're going to be like, I want to know I'm that good by being that good. I know I'm that good from being that good. What are you good at? Where you're like, I know I'm that good because I'm that good. Yeah. And that part of you is what someone's going to buy for them to find their unique thing that they're good at. Yeah. Right? Someone that's got the pronunciation of English, they know that they can speak perfect pronunciation English. They know they're that good. Someone's going to invest in knowing that they can be that good too. Yeah. Someone's going to invest in me because they know that they can be that brave. They can be that courageous. They can be that free flowing. They can be that turned on and obsessed with whatever they want to do, like myself. Right. So the product, the social media, it's all intertwined. So the confusing bits that you might come up against, you will change your mind about what you want to offer. You will get confused whether you want to do low ticket, and apparently you think, 10,000 people can buy this £50 thing, meaning you got 500,000, or you want to make this 5,000 thing and 100 people, 5,000, 50,000, yeah, 5,000, and 100 people buy this 5,000 thing. There's the differences. You might just say, I just want to do £1,000 product. £1,000 product either is your low ticket and then you've got your high ticket, or you might say, I want to do, oh no, I'm too scared. I want to just do £1,000 ticket. That's my biggest offer. That's fine. Put it this way. There's nothing stopping you having a more expensive, more expansive product, e.g., someone that wants to set up their mechanical business. Okay. What's the result of that going to be? Is it going to be financial freedom? Yes. Is it going to be time freedom? Yes, because they can do it whenever they want. Is it going to be energetic freedom? Yes, because they haven't got a boss and it's on them. They're going to get result of a business they can do for life. So let's say that they make 30, 40K a year for the rest of their life. That's 400K. Why wouldn't that be worth 40K? Oh yeah, but they could just go and do a business. No one's going to do a business degree anymore. No one's doing it. Oh, but they could just hire someone at the job center. No, they can't. Okay. If I was thinking about setting up a business? Do I want a business degree? Do I want to go to do that course? Or do I want to talk to someone that's had a business, failed on their ass 3 times, and then made their business successful? I'll be hiring them, thank you. Because those things going to come up. The problem's going to come up. You don't get taught on a business course the things that come up. You don't get taught. You don't get taught the mindset shift you need to have. You know, no. You get taught. You can go to the bank for the loan. You get the premises. You get the licenses. You just talk about the legal stuff. Okay, I'm just saying, for example, let's say the pronunciation. Who do you want to learn from pronunciation? A Richmond, Surrey pronounced wording, born and bred, or a teacher in a school who just speaks in their own way? Do you want to learn from the best? As simple as that. What do you want to learn if you're on a weight loss journey as a woman trying to conceive? You want someone that was having problems with their weight that conceived? It's very, very specific, you see. So So in terms of you wondering with all of the what ifs, yeah, but what if this doesn't work? What if how should I be pricing this compared to my expertise? It's based on this. It's based on the result they're going to get. How much is it going to be worth for them? And make sure that your offer basically is 10. They can 10x from your offer. They could 10x their health, their wealth, or their relationships in some way. It could be the relationship with money because they start a business, could be the relationship with the network that they're going to then work in, could be their relationships to do with finding a partner. Health in any way, mindset, emotional, spiritual, mental, in any way. And then obviously, health, wealth of their relationships, wealth of their connections to their body, the wealth of their ability to understand they're part of this beautiful community on earth, well, financially. Old earth is only equated to wealth financially. But the wealth that we actually can be wealthy in, you can be rich and have no friends. It's the idea. You can be rich, but you can have a terrible marriage. You can be rich, but everyone could cringe when you're around. You could be rich, but just think people hang out with you because you've got money to feel empty. Now take wealth for if you're a really, really social person, really funny, you're wealthy. Oh my God, you're so wealthy. You make people laugh. People want to be around you. Wealth in your repeat business because people love being around you socially. They will always hire you again. They love it. You know what I mean? You're the one that you just feel safe in your community, whatever that is. You could be wealthy in your creativity. You could just write a song so easily, so effortless. Myself, really good at writing, really good at poetry, at that kind of self-expression when it's got a beat. Yeah, it just flows out of me. I'm really wealthy in that. It makes me happy. It lets me express myself. Other people respond well to it. I'm wealthy in that. Therefore, the funds come after. Okay, so when you're thinking about how to price it, think about the result they're going to get. If it's going to impact every single area of their lives, which it inevitably would, but it's fine to be niche in one area because you have to speak about it niche for someone to actually understand. If you're just like if I said to someone, I can teach you to meditate and you're going to get better relationships, you're going to get better health, you're going to get better this, better. It's almost like you're setting the intention for them to think about what they want to get from this one thing. Whereas if they just focused on this one thing, of course, they're going to get all them things. So when you're thinking about marketing your product, they are only aware of this. They think that this one problem will solve all the other things. So you don't have to explain it so much that it is going to. You will explain that a bit. But in terms of how you're going to market your product, you're just like, I know that you know this is a problem. Not being able to pronounce good English is a problem for you. The result from solving that problem will be health, wealth, and relationships. I know you want to set up a mechanics business. The result of that problem that you have will be health, wealth, and relationships. But the product is the problem that they think is the solution to get all them things that they're currently saying, I need help with. Yeah. We're not saying, I know you want to improve your health, wealth, and relationships. And that's why I created set up your mechanics business. Sorry, what? No. I know I've got a problem. I want a mechanics business. I don't know how to set that up because ultimately I hope it's going to solve my health relationships. But don't tell me that first. Tell me about the problem I have first, right? Your missus is saying it won't work. There's too many in the area. You're not sure if you're good with money. Are you the best? How are you going to get the business? Da, 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 da. Cool. Let's now address all them. Here's how you get good word of mouth. Here's how you become a good boss. Here's how you're really social. Here's how you can be really have good repeat customers because you're funny, because you're likable, because you go out of your way to help them. You know, you're kind of like an on-call person. You get really good reviews. Oh, look what's happened. The benefit of that. Your health's improved because you've got your own time. Your wealth's improved because you're getting value for money. You're getting more valued customers giving you the more money. You know, you raise your price a little bit, wherever you're getting more work, not having to cut it with the boss, not just paid by the hour. And my relationships have improved because I feel so confident, so cared for. I know I could ring any of them and they'd do me a favor. There's a course. There's a course. Okay. So you can price it at whatever you feel comfortable doing, but base it on the result that they're going to have. And when you go through my program with me, of course, you're going to go with these fluctuations. When I first started teaching meditation, I was like, it's going to be £2.50 a class. So I was like, I just want everyone to learn to meditate. That's gone from £2.50 a class to £5,000. Not for a class, obviously, but to work with me. Yeah. That's gone from £5,000 to £10,000 offer. And that's gone from a £10,000 offer to £25,000 offer. Because they get the result. If I gave you 25, if you gave me £25,000 and I gave you back 250,000, is it a good deal? So you can put yourself in that position. What are they going to get from this? If it's 10x what they're going to get from it, it can be whatever you want. It can be 4 grand, it'll be 5 grand, it'll be 10 grand, it'll be 250,000 if they're going to get 2.5 million back from it. Fine. Okay. So don't necessarily think, oh, I'm not ready for high ticket. Don't think you've got to be on their beck and call at all. This high ticket, the difference is high ticket is this. If I could tell you the answer of how to make a business in this one masterclass, or I could say to you, I'm going to teach you over a year, what one are you going to have? Would you pay 5,000 for this masterclass? I'm just saying, not this, I mean, not this specific masterclass, but let's just say 5,000 for this masterclass, where you're just like, huh, 5,000 for this masterclass, and me help you implement all the steps I've said. Put it that way. Me help you implement all the steps I've said, or it's 5,000 for the year, and we're going to meet every single week and go through the steps slowly. Fair enough. Now, I'll put it this way, £25,000 for one masterclass and for me to implement all the things I've said on that masterclass with you, or £5,000 to go through it for the year. Up to you. Up to you. But you pay more for the fastness, for the speed that is executed, for the results that you're going to get, and for the implementation that they've given you, their actual time to make sure that it's done for you. So if you're going to, for example, sit with someone because they've got a job interview coming up, a specific time frame within 3 weeks, and you're going to meet them every single day, personally, one-on-one, for example, you could say, you know, one of the workshops for the pronunciation could be, what big event have you got coming up in 1 to 2 months' time? It's £500 to join. It's £1,000 to join. It's £5,000 to join. Whatever, right? But it's such a big deal. They could nail the job of their life from investing in this, and we're going to meet every single day. For example, just saying, just putting out there for an idea for you. We're going to meet half an hour a day, every day, group format, to focus, to nail, to absolutely smash this upcoming event, interview, networking event that could change your life. Yeah, that's worth the money. You see? Let's say a mechanical business is going under. Yeah, they're really not getting the business. And you're going to give them a 2-week intensive experience. You say, is your business suffering? You really need a boost in sales in mechanics business, for example. Join me for the next 2 weeks. We're going live every single day, where we're going to hash out the exact A to B to get you there, to get new customers within these next 2 weeks. How much is that worth for them? For someone that's currently in a job they hate and they've got savings in the bank, they've got 5 to 10 savings in the bank, they really want to set up a mechanics business, or they work for someone else, they're a mechanic, they really want to go at it alone, but they're scared, you know what I mean? The competition, the fear of it failing, like all that stuff of like, am I going to take people's customers, all that stuff, or a car fanatic who wants to set up a business, but it's just like, oh, should I? If their end goal is they're going to make 30, 40K a year, what the hell are you worrying about charging them 4,000 to help them do it? Right? Where you're like, okay, I might even come to you in person. We meet in person, for example. I'll look at the space for you. I'll tell you how much all the Zoom calls. I do the Zoom calls. Tell me the dimensions of the place you're thinking of renting. I'll tell you how much can fit in there, like specifics. But if their end goal is they're going to go for a business and make 30, 40K a year for the rest of their life, that could be 400K. What's wrong with charging 4K? Yeah? What's wrong with charging 10K? Okay. So figure that out for yourself, which does take time, which is obviously all about experimentation, which is why I help people, because it takes time. But hearing what I'm saying faster, which I didn't hear from people, and I actually had to walk the path to figure all this out by myself, now puts me in the nice position where I can watch you actually have an experience where you didn't have to go through all the mistakes or experiment in the same way that I did. Oh, that's great. Mm. Like myself, I had to go through this process alone and figure these things out. What excites me now is actually being able to see people, if they can advance, how they can advance faster than I did with the information of the end result that I came to from making the mistakes and them not making them. It just fascinates me how fast the human brain can evolve when someone shortens the journey through the process that they both wanted to experience. So that's what excites me about this, of saying, like you can say to someone, here's the answer. If they don't get the answer, then I'll explain it further. But if they just get it, that's beautiful, because I swear to God, if someone was telling me the things that I'm telling you, I would have just got it. But they weren't. I was getting a little bit from here, a little bit there, a little bit there, because everyone was just trying to figure out. And they're all trying to figure out these tiny things. And when someone like myself sums it up into one thing, rather than you being like, okay, who's this person that does freebies? I've sat on all the trainings of all these. I've sat on the freebie training. I've sat on the opt-in training. I've sat on the masterclass training. I've sat on the event training. I've sat on the hook training. I've sat on all the trainings. I've sat on the funnel training. I've sat on all the things. But then it's just like someone's just like myself, someone's just like gathered all the information for me, and then they're giving it to me, and then I haven't got to go do all the things that they done. They just show me, like, it must be interesting for this person to watch them, which is obviously an activation of compassion, because I don't want you to spend 5 years doing all those things, as well as compassion on your behalf, where you're like, thank you for doing that. Here's some money because I feel for you that you've done all that. That's not really what I'm getting at. The compassion from yourselves, why it's a co-creative experiences, the compassion for yourselves, that you're grateful that you don't have to do that, and you're grateful for them for doing it, but you're also like compassionate for them that they had to do that, to then be so compassionate toward you that they didn't want you to suffer in that way, by compiling it also that you can experience a totally kind of new set of problems, even rather than the old set of problems that you were currently in. So if you can see from this masterclass that I'm explaining, the problem that I know that you have is that you either want to set up a business or you haven't set up a business yet, in terms of an online space that has a digital product in some form that you feel confident enough to share into an ideal client, which is a past self of you, at a variety of different price plans, but really aiming for that high ticket because you value the solution to the problem that they have, because you've got out of it. And right now you're feeling confused at exactly what that would be. It will take time to figure that out, but you equally could be right on the cusp of it, where you're just like, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for this thing. I'm going to make it so simple and niche that it's simple for you to package up. Now, put it this way, I like working with people from all different industries, because I can see the potential in what I've said before, how it can change society, as well as them, therefore, make the world more what they want to see, which is exactly what we're supposed to be doing. I want to see more business entrepreneurs. I want to see more people being free. I want to see more people not going to 9 to 5 and being tired and being away from their children. I want more people to be able to travel. I want more people to be able to be like, you didn't need to be educated to get a job to be in the labor market. Like, it doesn't make any sense. I want people to more understand that there's this like invisible web out there, which is the actual web within inside us of our consciousness. I want people to be able to meditate. I want people to be able to create their future and understand this divine plan of why we're on this earth, and all the old ancient spiritual scriptures that are explaining like you're kind of in a matrix programming thing and you've got to break yourself free and connect back to your soul. And I know that we do that through freedom, creativity, abundance, and co-creation. So this is obviously why I help people understand that just a method of doing all the things that I believe that you believe that you're here on earth to do, experience unique sovereign freedom, is from a vehicle of an online business. It's not that an online business helps you fulfill your destiny. It's that you get to choose how to fulfill your destiny. And this is just a super cool, physically understandable method of getting there, almost the simplest method. Because if I told someone, okay, go and stay in your normal life, make no changes whatsoever, but activate compassion, self-love, self-confidence, self-belief, you know that you have to make some changes in yourself. You couldn't just become them. You could explore them, but it would be a case of listening to new things, reading new things, taking a breath, pausing, changing how you speak to people, changing what you think about yourself, treating yourself in a new way. There are going to be changes being made. So someone can say, go and sit under trees all day and hug them and listen to their vibration, you will become enlightened. They can say that. I completely agree. Someone could say, stay in your normal life, but activate absolute compassion every single second that you're alive, no matter what you see and do. I know that their life will transform. Under the tree, I know their whole life will transform. I know their whole reality will transform. Because whatever you're doing, you're going to be tuning into something new and something freeing for you. The vehicle of an online business, I believe, is actually our transitionary period vehicle to reach more people to this basic understanding that you are free to do what you please, and that if you're not happy you can change it, and that if you know that you could help someone else in something that you actually have gone through yourself, why wouldn't you? And the fact that you have this ideal audience online just takes a bit of your ego to get over the fact that you're stepping into being an expert, even though you already are that, because that's what you've done, is just a transitionary period, so that once enough people have done that, then everyone's awoken to their awareness that they're sovereign and can do, be, have whatever they want, and be, do, have, excuse me, whatever they want. That they're not in this trap of, oh, but it wouldn't work for me. Like, oh, I can't know. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. When enough people have transcended the idea that they aren't allowed to do what they're good at, they aren't allowed to work on the hours they want, that they can't make the money that they want, that they can't do what they love, they can't share the lessons they've learned. When enough people know from seeing other people do that, which would be the current addiction that humanity is kind of intertwined with, which is online social media. When enough people have enough coaches on their feed in whatever industry that they are in saying, I did it, I did it, I did it, I did it, and they're the last ones left that haven't, you know, I believe that, okay, finally then they push through. And at that point, you're just like, not everyone can have an online business. Well, we thought everyone had to go to work. Well, what are you saying? No one's going to take the bins out. No, I'm not saying any of that, hon. Okay, maybe people would come up with new ideas about not having so much rubbish. Maybe we wouldn't need binmen, for example. I'm not saying I don't want them. I'm not saying we don't need them. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that when enough people have shifted into, I deserve to do something that I love, maybe the Binman would finally rise and make an online course that says, do you know what? If you didn't do this, we wouldn't have so much rubbish. Maybe the people that are currently making the packaging for the food that most of the people are eating, and no one really cares that a single-use plastic or loads of recycling needed to eat this food, maybe if enough of them people stopped being so kind of programmed in their way of being that they would then eat more fresh vegetables, there'd be less recycling, and maybe there wouldn't be any recycling, then we wouldn't need binman. And then everyone's going, oh, but what, but the binman hasn't got a job now. And he goes, the binman was the person that came up with the idea, hun. Don't worry about him. they're good. Because guess what? They're going to make an online course for Binman. Yay, because they've gone through a process and they're not going to make an online course that then says, oh, well, why don't you open up a factory that does non-recycling? Or why don't you stop going? None of that. The point is, when enough people that I've inspired to make an online business step into their power and know what they can achieve from doing something that they love, they will inadvertently inspire other people to believe that they can, and the ideas that humanity has innately within them that are currently unexplored because everyone's so busy going to work and scraping by will actually be released. And I can live in a world where I'm like, what the hell did you come up with today? Hey, Billy, love the idea on the whole vacuum packaging, recyclable, biodegradable packaging. Hey, Susan, love that whole one language you created that we could all talk in. Hey, bro, love that new engine that you fitted that doesn't do any fumes out of it. You know what I'm saying? Just for example, hey, love that whole that people can get pregnant at 60 now because their body's basically 30 years old. Love on all that. Hey, love all the people that now no longer are worrying about their retirement about working a job to retire because they know they're going to be old and in pain, and instead they know they're going to be young and live for a much longer time, so that they already know they don't want to spend their life doing anything that they don't want to do. Love all that. Love all that non-grief because our grandparents, the parents of the parents aren't dying. So like there's more time for kids not to have to be in school because like everyone wants to like enjoy their lives longer and their grandparents are alive for longer. So like grandparents spending more time with kids, meaning that parents don't necessarily feel they need to go to work all the time or the kids have to be programmed just with going to work next generation to make money because everyone's like living more off the land and they've got more and they've got more time and they're not being like told all the same thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's not a you made a business and you found some money and you helped someone else do something that they wanted to do. It's like, whoa, by these two people being seen as an example, that's another four people that will see them as an example. Oh my God. And then they might go and it's this like, whoa, like never ending, beautiful renaissance, revolution, evolution of consciousness that the human can then actually come up with the idea that I am not a little man. One person does count. It's not that there's them v me. It was always me v me in a box, telling myself I can't get out, but I can get out when one person like myself inspires you to look in the mirror and say, what if I was the one person that motivated someone else? Which is the idea of spirituality, where we say you are the one, right? So once you've inspired, once you get to that point where you're just like, okay, I know that this is going to be have an impact on society, then you might feel a little bit of the pressure. You might feel like, oh God, what am I going to do here? That's okay. You can just calm down because ultimately it comes down to how you see yourself, the beliefs that you're going to start embracing about yourself. And what I teach people to do is never to do a single thing without already seeing it, without already being it, without already doing it, without already having it. At that point, you might say, what do you mean? That when you realize that the greater impact and your mindset is getting a bit overwhelmed with all of that, the basis of my work is this. I would never go to an event if I hadn't prepped myself on how I want to feel at that event, how people are going to view me, how I'm going to view people, what's going to happen there, my expectation, the result, the intention, how the food's going to taste, how it's going to smell, how I'm going to move around there, the words that people are going to say to me when I leave, you know, imagine it like this of all the family gatherings you might have had where there was a bit of tension or it was a bit like, oh God, I'm a bit nervous about that specific situation coming up, that conversation or a regret or after, or like, you know, like a night out where you really bumped into that person, really should have kind of looked through or rehearsed at all those things I just said, how you want to feel, how you want other people to feel around you, how you want them to perceive you, all that stuff, right? Like in terms of having a business, in terms of stepping into an online business, you really want to practice. And this is not just an idea of your future you being called into the now, because we're not going to get into that too much, too technical for some people right now that They're just aware that there is a bigger potential for them than they're currently allowing in, right? Down to courage, down to bravery, down to time, energy, and money, whatever it is around past programming, whatever it is about the procrastination habits, the self-doubt, the confusion, the overwhelm, all that stuff. There is a version of you in the past which I'm aware of, that if you didn't have the trauma that you experienced, then you would have been that person. Yeah, if you weren't held back, if that parent didn't leave, if that relationship didn't end, if it wasn't so difficult with your sibling, or the travel, or the family disputes, or the money story you were told, or the programming, or the mistake you made there because of that, how you were spoken to always impacts you, all the stuff. Like, if you didn't have that, then there could have been a completely different life available to you out there. Is that true or false? You're adopted into a rich traveling nomad yogi, millionaire family that whatever. Would you have the achy knees you have? Would you have the achy back? If you didn't have your specific situation happen to you, the good or bad, the idea that there's this future you that could have had a completely different life and be a different person, meaning that you aren't just you now. That's just because of a specific set of circumstances that led to this position, and therefore now you're going to be the impactor, the interceptor, excuse me, of the past circumstances that happened to you. And instead, you're going to be the circumstantial setter. You're going to set up the exact circumstances within you to be like, I'm this person now, so therefore, this is how I'm experienced. This is what people think of me. This is what the people say about me. This is how I go about life, and it always works out. I'm a really lucky person. It always works out. I'm always organized. I've got the plan. All the stuff, so that one, you're understanding that your identity is something that is malleable, that is something that was co-created by other people. But if you're not taking responsibility for the situation that you are in terms of your financial, time, energetic, personal situation, that you feel that you are not as successful as you could be in other areas of your life, then it's time to be like, okay, cool, I write the script. And this is what we mean by scripting. This is what we mean, because I know that on a more cosmic consciousness level, there is a future you in any timeline. I understand that, and I'm not putting that on you right now. What I'm inviting you to understand is, and therefore accept and explore, is that right now I could say I'm having a good time, or I could say I'm having a bad time. That's a choice in each moment. So in terms of your spiritual business, when you step into it, that you are going to have a consistent amount of experiences where you are able to explore and experiment, and therefore identify who you really want to become in this process. And you're going to be the creator of it from an idea that you really are only doing this to have a future life that you wish to have. And if you can have that life, why wouldn't you do that? And why wouldn't you explore that from the now to experience what you want to have then, now, to be like, well, that's easy for me to take the action steps now because I know what I want to actually achieve. In terms of what you want to achieve, while we're going to script everything, is, do you want to have an online business that's financially rewarding, but your marriage feel distant? Do you want to have an online business, but your relationship with your children still feels resentful, still feels icky? Do you want to have a successful online business purely for finances, but your mental health is just at an all-time low? No. We want this to be a holistic, entire process for you. So in terms of scripting, you're not going to even brush your teeth without already telling yourself how that's going to feel for you now that you wake up when you want, doing what you love with people that you've chosen. How would that feel? You're staring in the mirror and you're just like, hot damn, I am a hot mother up. Right? Like money. And just so you know, here's some Is the money that just flew out of the sky. Someone's very excited for being in the video there. Money. This is called scripting. This is my main line of work that will help you understand you're the co-creator of your destiny. Because if you haven't got 5 minutes to write out how you want to feel instead of how you do feel, which is the only reason you want to make a change, do you really want to make that change? If you're not going to write out, oh my God, 10 people just bought my course and they've all just landed the exact position that they wanted to get. I'm really good at this. I think I deserve a raise. And feel how that feels to give yourself a raise. And be like, okay, my program is now 25,000 because literally like 20 people just got a job each for 40K off my thing forever. Like my price is now 25K. Okay. And then you're feeling that. And then you're writing a script going, when I brush my teeth every day when I've made 25K, I just love my teeth so much. Oh my gosh. I just love looking at myself. I love how I look. People must love how I look because I love how I look because I am slaying it. And people love feeling off my energy. People absolutely love my energy. They love watching me because I've just got it. I've clearly got it. You know, if there's not a part of you that's just like, okay, fine, I would feel better. Just where do I sign? Just let me, let me feel all the things I think I want to feel in the future now, which is why I take the action step to actually achieving it then. But by me actually feeling it in this now moment, not getting too spiritual with you, but by you actually feeling the things in this moment is changing your vibration to actually be in alignment with those things coming to you, which is why you have to do it. Drop that here. Mic drop moment. If you didn't know that, if you did know that, then I know that you're just like, yeah, okay, I'm going to stop messing around. I know I need to do it. If that's what you do all day long and you like you froth over it, you allow to hold space for people to write out their own things and then talk about the little fancy things that they wish that they were doing and really go into it with them. If that's what you do with the tiniest parts of our lives, how it feels when I sit on the toilet to take a poo, if I really, want to go there, if that's what you do, Emily, if you make me feel from zero to hero, if you are the pumper upper, if you are the one that can see the future and just be like, is that all you're going to feel with that? Imagine you're looking at the mirror and you make 25K a day and you're brushing your teeth. Like, are you telling me that you're not going to be like, I am the shit. I am. Maybe I can do 50K a day, bro. Oh, look at that poor family over there. I'm going to feed them for the year. I'm going to buy them a land and an allotment. And they're going to be like a social media sensation that just says, like, yo, I didn't be given no lemonade. I got given the lemons. You're just dropping it, dropping change everywhere. You're telling me that you're not going to write an affirmation or audio activation for yourself that shows you exactly that feeling. And you listen to that in the morning and you're walking around going, like, let me write the email. Let me sell my product because I want to make some sales today. You're telling me that right now, the mindset and belief and boundaries that you've put in place currently right now are enough for you to be like, let me make some sales today. Because if you're already at that position where you're just like, I got this, I'm going to do the thing, no worries, I got it. If you're at that point, go do it. Go do it and send me the template of the transformation that you went through and the results. Send me what happens. If you're anything like me and you're like, you're pumping me up, but I know that tomorrow I'm going to be like, whatever that is, time, energy, money. If that's that old story coming in, being like, another person just saying something or another, but ain't actually going to help me because I don't deserve help. I don't deserve it working out for me. If there's a part of you that's just like, look, I got a feeling it'll work. Yeah. I don't need that much. I don't need 25K a day. I don't need that. I'm just looking for like a healthy, you know, healthy, just a little bit healthy, just okay, just to get by, do my thing. But if you're not thinking what you're going to do after you've hit your new financial goal, if you're just thinking, I'm just going to like upgrade my life a little bit, it'll never be enough. It'll never be enough for you to make the changes because the goal has to be so much bigger than you're currently allowing that you actually take action steps to try and achieve it. Because the current thing that you've got as a goal surely is based on the suffering that you're currently in and you just want to get out of that, right? That's the thing, yeah. But if you do this and you make this a success, you are aware that you will have different problems then. Because the problems that you currently got will be gone. Like you can leave your job, you can leave a relationship, you can do whatever you want. You can go and get a six pack in 6 weeks. Like, why aren't you? Why aren't you doing the thing that you said that was the big thing? Why aren't you? I'm not saying I've done everything. I really, really, really want to channel more. Why am I not channeling more? Because I'm focusing my attention on this at the moment. Hmm? I really want to help people start their business. What I really want to do is help people start their businesses through channeling as well. I'm not getting into that right now, right? So let's put it this way. I'm not saying that once you've made your business online, that then, oh no, no problems. What are you doing once that's going well? Well, I'm just living my life, but with less money, or I'm just saying, if your dream's too small, I'm just living in the same place, doing the same thing. I might have just upgraded a little bit. Maybe I've got enough to get a mortgage. Maybe I've got enough to buy another house. Maybe I got enough to just upgrade the car. Like all just these little upgrades, just 3 holidays a year. Never, I don't have to look at the money. Whatever that thing is, right? Big exhale. Imagine that you're there then, and fine, no worries. Yeah. At some point, I don't mean you're going to be twiddling your thumbs, but if that's the main goal, yeah, then I don't mean why are the people that have that achieving more, but why are you letting someone else say that their goal is 1 trillion and yours is whatever, 30, 40, 50, 60, 100 grand? Why is yours? And you go, oh, well, who needs 1 trillion? Would it be better if you had the trillion than them? Do you think that you could make a good impact on the world if you had that trillion? I just put it out there. If you were the one with the trillion, do you think you could divvy that up to like change the planet, like have a bit of a revolution? I think so. Yeah, I think so. I don't think you'd be here if you had a malintention, if you had a bad intention about this. So instead of it feeling like, okay, I'm going to be motivated to have this pain and to not have the problems, and then to like sit in a ball of relief, like, oh, God, thank God I've done this. Imagine getting to that next level where you look in the mirror and just like, who are you? When did this happen? When did the 25K a day girl show up? When was that? Hun? Hmm? Where was the me that was happy with 25K a year? Mm. Mm-mm. 25K a month. Mm-mm. Mm-hmm. 25K a day. 250K a day. Mm-mm-mm. Imagine the levels. If you can raise from one to the other, if you can go from minimum wage to 25K, 25K, if you can go from 35K, 50 or whatever to owning your business, maybe you drop back down and then you build it up. Is it zero? Is it zero right now? What about that? If you can and you understand that the difference of the shift from working for someone else or at least going for a job that you really truly love in someone else's domain, fine. But if you can understand that that is a leap in consciousness in itself to even aspire to be the boss, it's a leap in the awareness of freedom. It's the slave buying their way out. If you can understand that that leap exists, then there's a higher leap above that. You hitting whatever 50K a year in your business isn't the ultimate leap in freedom to a slave. That could be from going from slavery to minimum wage. I'm free. Look at me working for myself. Yeah, I've got to pay the man for all the stuff to live. But I'm free. I can go wherever I want to work if they hire me and then I do exactly as they say. If I play by the rules, if I come in on time, if I do every single thing right, then I'm free. And then obviously, people understand that. Why would people ever educate themselves to get any higher in any position? Why would people do anything of any use other than just experience minimal layer freedom in terms of the idea of being called a slave? But while you are not, in a position of time, energy, and money freedom through your own conscious choice, where you have literally decided it for yourself, no, 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 yes, 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 then how can you not see yourself as anything other than somewhere on the level of slavery? It's yet to take that leap of freedom out fully, where they're saying, I am a conscious controller, conscious creator of this entire thing. I'm allowed to explore and experiment with understanding that there's levels of shackles that I am within, what be it mentally, physically, financially, spiritually, emotionally, whatever. But if you can understand there's always a leap from something lower. If you have worked in the same job since you were 16, fair enough. If you've never changed it, fine. But I know that at some point you have left a job that you didn't like the people, you didn't like the hours, you didn't like the time, you didn't like the product, you didn't like the energy. So you at some point said, I need to experience a higher level of freedom or creativity, sociable, financial, anything. You realize that you've already gone up levels. Maybe. Could you move that way? You want to just be in the video? No. Come, show your ears. Um, yep. If you can understand that in any single one of them areas that at some point, somehow you said, this isn't working for me anymore for this reason. If it wasn't only financially, then you understand that there is a whole realm of specific wealth and freedom codes that humans desire to exercise their right to explore and experiment with, but we're just acting secretly as if it's only financially that we aspire to get. No, I want to feel good when I look in the morning when I brush my teeth and I'm just like, hot damn, that's from within. That's my heart happy. That's like confidence. That's like courage. That's just all of it. That's just on a plate. That's just raw vulnerability. Just being like, yeah, and what? I'm not you. I'm not you. I'm not you. I'm not you. I'm not any of the stories that I was told, and I'm still thriving. How about that? How much does that question the narratives everyone's given to be like, you have to do it this way? Well, I'm not. And that feels goddamn good. And the whole point is that if you can't be the show up as the result and the reward, whether that be mentally, physically, emotionally, or spiritually, if you can't show up as that, if you can't feel into that, of being like, if you were successful in the thing that you're saying that you really hope would happen, if you can't feel into that as your own inspiration to freaking just dive right in, just to churn around in for a while and see how that feels. If you haven't ever done that, if you just go, oh, what's the logical way that I could get to the path I think that I want because life's pretty shit right now. If there's any other way you can think expansive, like, how would I love to feel if I did take this action? Let me just see if I can at least experience the higher level that I think I'm not in and just see how that would feel and what I think and stuff. And is that worth me trying? Because it was only when you were in a position when you probably left a job or a relationship that you were just like, I'm done. I'm done. But you've actually matured to a level of consciousness where you can never just say you're done with things. You use all of your capacity to be like, I can see both sides. It's not that bad. It's not that great. Maybe I should. Maybe I shouldn't. Is this right? And you will never just be like, I'm done. Yeah. Sometimes things jobs will end and stuff, mistakes happen and stuff. But there won't ever be a definitive point in your life now where up until this point where you've been like, I'm done. There'll always be that little nagging because you've actually elevated your consciousness to understand there's no black and white, there's no right and wrong. You're already at a good position. But the point of this is this. You're in this higher level, but the reason that you haven't currently left or given up on the situation that you're in is because you've actually matured. You know that you don't have to walk out on things in like this big explosive way to get somewhere. And right now, the difficult situation you're in is that you're aware that life isn't that terrible. You could just carry on surviving. You could keep trying in this specific way and not try my methods to speed it up. You could, it could end up all right. You've heard a million things, a million ideas. Maybe you don't need any, all these like things. rather than having this like supreme awful experience, be like, I'm done. The universe will push you to that position at some point. So if your life's kind of going down a little bit and you're not changing anything and you're not thinking outside the box to improve it, it will just hit rock bottom to actually force you to be like, I'm done. But the whole point of the whole I'm done thing is that you do mature so that then you're not just that person that just lets it boil. Blah, 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 I'm done. You know, you can be the person now that weighs it up and says, I chose this. I'm responsible. You know, like the vehicle I bought recently. I bought a vehicle. It wasn't checked properly. I'm responsible. I'm done. My inner self wants to go, I'm done. Just do what you want with the van. I've said it many times. Just I don't can't even deal with it. I can't even think about it because I don't want to have experiences that force me to say, I'm totally responsible for this. I completely get it. You know, the inner us doesn't want that feeling. Why would you want that feeling? Right now you're running from that feeling. You're like, I don't you want it, you know, maybe you got your own business, maybe you've made the decision, you've moved. Like, you don't want the feeling of it not working. So you're going to do everything in your power to, yes, make decisions out of freedom, new decisions. I've got my business, I've got this, but going online, you don't, the brain does not want to put you in situations where it could possibly fail because then you can't, you got to mix the two. I'm going to be responsible, but I'm so done. And to be honest, that's what online work feels like sometimes. You're like, I'm responsible for everything I've done. I've actually chosen to be my own slave master rather than being able to blame my slave master for what I'm paid, where I live, where I go, who I do, what I talk to, all my past, rather than being able to point my finger at the slave master and go, well, you trap me here, government, society, the job, your employer, you know, your customers, whatever, you just go scowling at them like, oh God, if you weren't here, then I wouldn't have to be here. And well, I'd be doing so much better in my life. Right. Instead, you step away from all of that. You might be going to work for someone, that's fine. You can work for them all you like. But what I mean is that you end up becoming someone that's pointing at yourself, going, if you know, if you're not focused on your dreams and making it happen and writing the affirmations and listening to them every day, if you're not even taking 5 minutes to take a look at yourself and change what you think about yourself, you become the victim in you, the slave, points the finger at you, like, you told me I could have freedom, you know, and you get more and more kind of like goes on this bit of a journey where you're like angry at yourself and resenting yourself for not getting there sooner, but also not getting there sooner now that you've got the information to implement. So you kind of just like, you told me we'd be out of this by now. And anyway, it's this exploration with your own reflection of saying like, you're to blame and I'm sorry and I forgive you and you forgive me, and you just go on this spiritual experience really, because like I said, it's just a vehicle. It's not the only way, but it's definitely re- a reflective experience where, because you've said to yourself, okay, I desire that you have more freedom and more money and help more people. If you haven't helped more people, made some more money, made some time, it's only you that can get annoyed by it, but it's also you that's got a little bit further. So instead of, and the brain is really trained to be like, you suck, like you haven't done it right, rather than the other side that's like, yeah, but we did 3 out of 10, right? We just better than not doing anything. Like, why are you just siding with the down? And then you kind of see this mirror reflection in society. You kind of see that if you change your outlook, that then you get different responses back to you. And that the more that you've gone through the process of experimenting with business, rejection, failure, confusion, distraction, as you've experimented with them more, then because you've had the experience of the opposing view that you could take on it, optimism, faith, trust, surrendering, forgiveness, because you've experienced more of them, to like those 5 problems, and then it becomes more and more limited. So you're just like a little bit, you know, I'm just saying a little bit, you've done everything right, really, really successful. But one thing's wrong, you know, just saying, for example, your eating isn't on point. You've then got 9 good thoughts in your head of, I'm really good, I can really focus, I'm really organized, I'm really successful, to then go and help that last one out, as in turn all your attention to the last weed to dig out, for example. And that last weed, because you've done all the inner work, will be more a social reflection, which is with someone else in a different situation. Let's say, for example, my van broke down. I wasn't sad at all. I was in flow. I understood it was like for a reason. Everyone around me was saying, you're really being positive about this. Like, it was one of the things. So that the person that you become while doing the inner work through the work in your business, in terms of valuing yourself and exploring who you are and changing your mindset about yourself actually then assists you in life, real life, life with others, to then actually embody, become, be someone you like, not the current you in a body that you think you want, meaning you've still got this mindset in a new body, new life. You forget that you're that person, and that person actually is only present with the new life, the whole way, being, expression, lifestyle of that you, not you now in there going, oh, fucking hell, what am I going to do next, Kate? Of all the problems that you have now, the worry, the I'm this, the they're that, the what ifs, the but when, the once I, all the stuff you've got in your head right now are not in the future success version of yourself. Do you get that? It's not how can I put this mind in a life that I actually frigging want. It's that you don't want your current life enough now because it doesn't have a future vision that's so good that it lets you enjoy the now, to then activate your enjoyment of the now, which is when you become someone who likes their life, who is happy in the now. You've become the future version of yourself, which you aspire to become through the external things, because you think you'll be happy, you think you'll be all the things that you want to be now with the stuff, but you really actually want to be that person. And then when you're feeling that and becoming that, and you are that person with true acknowledgement and true sight that you're them, you're not someone that is looking around judging the external, because the only reason that you were judging the external is because you weren't enjoying how you felt on the inside. When you feel how you enjoy on the inside, your first port of call isn't to judge the outside to say, this is making me sad. One, because you're not sad, but two, because you're good and you're not judging it. You actually project gratitude onto it because you're in a good mood. It's just like, this is all just so nice. You don't see it through a lens of failure and a lens of fear. You see it through a lens of, I'm in such a good mood, I'm in such a good place. Nothing around me is annoying me, frustrating me, taking me off my course. It's more a compliment to the jovialness of how I'm feeling. Right. So that's the one. So that is my simplest explanation off the cuff about how to start an online business, that obviously now that you might understand it a bit more, it's a bit more soulful than you realize. But if you're just after cash and influence, this isn't probably the way to go. If you're after an actual change in your beingness, where you get to live a life that you're happy with, and also aware that with that doesn't come new stresses, and instead becomes a lifestyle choice from within that is aware that each time we grow and expand within ourselves to aspire to just new shifts in our lifestyle, be it small or large, that with that, we are not just trying to get there because we're in pain from here. We truly are admitting that something is lacking now, and that we seek to fulfill that aching hole because it hurts too much inside to carry on. For it seems a bit pointless to carry on in a life that is so sufferable, that has no end goal on it other than me putting a goal on it in any way that means, as in giving up, giving in, going away, compared to positioning ourselves to have an activated ability to then be able to focus our energy on a goal and therefore see if that feels different here. And from doing so, activate our personal power again and realize that all the times that we have doubted that we could change it, all the times that we said that we were the things that are around us and therefore that's why we're failing, all the times we said the problems are really problems, all the time we said this is all I'm good for, all the times we said no, this is all right how it is, was just a story based on the past, just because you hadn't been actually intercepting your own intelligence and program it from a personal, from a view that you would have preferred all along, which was why you were ever in pain, because you knew you had a deeper potential here. You knew you had the capability to do something. You just weren't, because you just covered in all these stories about yourself that means that were telling you like it's too hard and like you just need to not wish for some reason, you know? So that's my job. My job now is to activate and compel you to just go on this journey with me that isn't necessarily about just making an online business, but instead, let's just show you how to physically do it. And then as the energetics come up, which they will inevitably, that's when I'm like, aha, okay, we're at level one. Like we're at like, that's part one, your mindset. What did your mind tell you when you first uploaded this opt-in? Oh my god, so excited. I'm great, lovely. What about a week later when no one's got it? What's the point? Have I done it wrong? What should I look at? What should I edit? I need to change it. I knew that wasn't good enough. Oh, you knew that wasn't good enough. Okay. Should we explore this one? If the thing that comes out of us is I knew it wasn't good enough, that's somewhere deep inside we need to dig out, because it's always going to come up then, isn't it? And how often does that come up in your daily life over other things? They come up with the cooking, with how you work, with what you're wearing, with what you say to people, with the money you brought home that month. I knew it wasn't good enough anyway. Don't matter. Where's that? So then let's write an audio affirmation activation on everything I do is good enough, because I don't even need to do anything. The world's lucky for everything I do. I could easily do less. I do a lot for the world. And that's why everything I do is good enough, because the world needs me a lot. It's funny how the smallest things that I do are good enough, because everything I do is excellent. It's funny how little I do, I have so much impact, because the little I do is a lot compared to other people, you know? So my eyes on your deep beliefs, on those weeds that need digging out as we go through the physicality of it, knowing that it's an invisible etheric experience and almost like, surgery, brain transplant, energetic transplant on you, of becoming someone that you actually are just like, holy damn, this is why I was on earth. What are you doing? Like, do you need a hand? Because I've been there and I ain't going back. So if you want to burn the boat too, just come this way and be able to like, get them off the Titanic before it sinks, and be like, we got the lifeboats here. Okay, don't go there today. Take a rain check. It's not that important to be in the papers, you know. So that's my passion. That's my joy. I love getting into your ideas. I love laying it all out for you in terms of what to do, in terms of why to do it, in terms of how to do it and who for. But most of all, it's about you. It's about allowing you to become someone that you genuinely love, that you genuinely are proud of, that you genuinely have gone overcome so much, and you can talk about it in a room with people paying you £25,000 to say, God damn, you went through a process, and god damn, I feel more alive listening to you, and god damn, I really recognize my numbness to life in seeing you with your something I've never seen before life. Please wake me up, please lift me up, please, hold me, and we'll rise together in whatever this is, because it's slightly unknown, because it is, as I say, renaissance using technology. If you're open to understanding that it's not going to be easy, you're not going to make £1 million in the first week. But what you are going to do is you're going to feel like $1 million. You're going to be that person in the future now who's just like, all I see is opportunity. And you've probably heard that a million times, and you're just so pessimistic right now. And you're just like, I just want to know how to make an online business. That's one of them level shifts where when I just want to make an online business. I just want to have, bare minimum survival. I just want that. It's those slavery levels. Right? So thank you for sitting with me. Whenever you're watching this, whether this is a long way ago and this is the DIY course now fully, or if this is the DIY course now, or if this is the live held course, then thank you for sitting here. You might have actually caught me at an event instead, and this was the masterclass sent with the event or after the event that you wanted to catch up on the information, in the invitation. Then thanks for being here. And I hope this is all super relevant to you and super helpful and just makes you feel totally capable and confident that there is something that you're missing in your life that you really are here to explore and create. And that you found something in this masterclass today that you hadn't heard before, or that you were doubting was true within yourself, or you were, putting it to one side and maybe pretending it wasn't there. And I hope that this just shone light that it can be very systematic as well as very cynical at times with this work, because it's easy not to believe that it's easy, and it's easier to believe that it's hard. And if that's the game that you get to explore, that you're trying to program yourself to believe that life is easier than you thought, then this is a magical way of doing it, because the results of playing with manifestation would show for themselves if you are doing it with an influential, impacting style where you can literally base it on that you've helped more people than you did a year ago, a financial result for them, which will be obvious in the results, and in your own personal self-love, abundance, creativity, contribution. It's a one-way ticket to have an experience, even if you ended up saying, I learned all the things I needed to learn to know that I want to help kittens in one sanctuary in Romania. And I realized that's my passion. So be it. Then I'll be telling you to make a course about how you came to that realization and leave that online as your legacy. That's in the exact funnel, that has scripted, scheduled social media posts, that has the great opt-in for them to download about how to escape the matrix. And you show them in your online course that you don't need this for the money, and you're not doing this because it's an online course. But I've realized my passion that I want to live in Romania and stroke cats, and you're going to realize this too. And here's my process. Then make it. But without going on the journey of achieving a socially impactful business online, at least impacting yourself at that higher level and allowing future generations of your family experience financial freedom, time freedom, energy freedom, without experimenting with that. And if you aren't currently in a job, a situation, a financial situation that you find preferable, then doing something else, e.g., sitting under trees and meditating, is going to get you there. But I do feel like creatively minded people that can understand that this is like cool, super fun stuff in terms of having a purpose on this planet. I do feel that for those people like myself, we all know we could do that, and we have tried to do that, of like going off in our own way and just doing our own thing. But we always feel this pull within that's just like, this isn't enough. Like, you're supposed to be helping more people. You are supposed to be. So although as much as we can like lie to ourselves and say that I know intelligently, that you could get to feel a different way about yourself by being a runner, being a raver, being a painter. You could go and learn singing, do show jumping. I don't know. You could do every single thing. I know that whatever you're doing is masking this innate feeling within you that you're supposed to be doing more. And what I found is using the vehicle of an online business allows for every single part of your life to be quenched and replenished by that gut ache, that I haven't done enough, that I need to do more, there's something I'm missing, that gets filled, because in an online business there are strategic things that you are missing, and you can take all of that valuable energy of like head scratching, and you can be like, cool, I haven't done my funnel, cool, I haven't done my post, cool, I haven't done my exercise today, cool, I haven't drunk my water. Like the path of being ready for more and more money and more clients and more impact is basically, like Abraham Hicks says, you're getting ready to get 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 ready. And although you can go meditate under a tree, although you could carry on in your normal life and keep doing the practices that you're currently doing that are definitely shifting you, of course, there's something about having actually a goal, an impact, a financial, a mental health, like you, a goal like that, that somehow steers you on and connects you with people that also could make such an impact on the world. You don't want to stop doing it. So for all the people that are going to contact you for you to help them with the thing that you know you can help them with, that will then achieve even more health, wealth, or financial freedom, freedom being the main goal, freedom from whatever's trapping them in, freedom from their doubts about it, freedom from their abilities. You are changing the world in doing so. So it's not needed to be seen lightly as a selfish endeavor at all. It's selfless, and it's essential, really, that this happens. So if you love the way that I teach, if you understand my style, if you understand the fun process that is explaining things on a basic level, and if you get it and you just like go and do it and implement it, sweet. If you want more explanation, sweet. If you love the idea of actually becoming the person that you're saying that you want to become by feeling like you're that person now, which doesn't mean an external validation, it's an internal brain transplant, like, huh, I care about how that person feels. Not, I should really care about how that person feels. If I was rich, then I would feel compassionate for that person. But right now, I've got my own problems, so I can't even feel compassionate for you. Okay, I'm busy. I do feel compassionate. That, if you want to be the person, it's like, whoa, I feel real compassion for that person. And it's like almost irrelevant what the money's in the bank, or that you've got to go anywhere else apart from to help that person live in that moment and follow your passion in that way. Like, whoa, I've really got to make this course, help so many people. Then, wow, I'm so glad I've made this course. I've helped so many people. Wow, I'm I always help so many people. Like, I'm such a helpful person. Jumping into that perspective, which is the easiest way to embody your future self. If you want the easiest, simplest, fastest way to embody the feelings of fulfillment that you currently feel you lack in certain areas of your life, whether it be specific or whether it be a holistic whole viewpoint, then I believe focusing all your time, energy, and money on creating a time, energy, and money freedom business based on the skill set you currently have and based on the lack that you currently feel, meaning that we know exactly where to work on to fill in the gaps so that you become that person that's happy and healthy and loves himself enough to then call in people that are looking at you going, you should really teach me something, because I don't know, you got something else about you than just accepting what they have now. Then I'm your teacher, I'm your guide, I'm your mentor, I'm your go-to. So I'm not exactly sure what will be involved in this product, because this might have been used at certain time dates. So I will point you down to my trusty below button, and it will tell you all the information about how you can work with me, how you can go through this process, how you can have loads of fun, as well as learn all the things that you've got to learn. Because think of it that you've got like this like empty snakes and ladders board, and you're just going to fill in these blocks. Half's about systems, half's about energetics, match them all in like a beautiful puzzle, and let's say you've got a perfect DNA spiral. All right. So thanks for sitting with me. I hope you've learned so much. Please leave your feedback. Come to my social medias at Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, even if I've come off one of them, and YouTube, Ascend with Emily. And yeah, past content is past content. Your content now is the most relevant thing you can do. Don't worry about past content. Start today. And yeah, leave me feedback on how this was helpful, your biggest takeaways. I really should have delivered that message much sooner and said, give me your biggest takeaways, because that's really important to me and really helpful for you to learn if you can give back your feedback. But yeah, if this is helpful, then let me know. If you understood more things, let me know. And obviously, if you're vibing this and it's finally sinking in, then come and work with me. It's as simple as that. Let's get you those results. Let's get you where you want to be. And let's let you become someone that you fully, fully respect and truly like and has truly healed. Okay? Speak soon. Bye.